Information is power. That is what we hear from everybody around, and that's why we go to schools, universities, etc. The more information we possess and the more research we do, the smarter and better we are actually becoming, right? Well, not necessarily. It's hard to grasp it at first, because we are assuming that the more information we have, the smarter we actually are. Let's try to imagine this situation. It's a summer sunny day, you are walking on the street and you are passing a florist shop. All of a sudden, the brilliant idea comes to your head. You want to start selling craft baskets with flowers online. The problem is, you don't really know anything about neither flowers or how to sell them online. So you are starting to do some research, and the first thing you're trying to figure out is what flowers are you going to sell. You find that roses can be actually a great fit for you because they stay alive for longer and they're pretty durable and more safe to ship to the customers. But then someone mentioned lilies, and you started to overthink your initial decision to go with roses and thinking, well, maybe it's a better decision to go with lilies actually if someone's suggesting it. Somehow, after a couple of hours or days of research, you finally figure out the product that you want to sell, and now it's time to figure out the market that you're going to go to. You hopping back online, going to Google and typing, where should I sell my basket with flowers? After reading an article about that, Google tells you that Etsy is the way to go, and you're thinking how wonderful of the idea it is because you know what Etsy is a little bit, so you would like to go with it. But then another YouTube video with a similar topic pops up, and the guy in this YouTube video tells you that eBay is a way to go actually. Now you're a bit confused, so you decide to check another source of information to basically make up your mind. You're going to Reddit, and people on Reddit are telling you that both Etsy and eBay are the horrible ideas and Facebook Marketplace is actually the only right way to go. At that very last moment, you are so confused and drained from all of those opinions that you just decide to abandon that idea all at once. But why is it so? At the end of the day, you just follow the principle, the more information the better, how you've been taught. So why did you face this problem? Well, you didn't take into account something that is called analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis refers to the state when the person is unable to make a decision based on the overthinking and overanalyzing the situation. Investopedia describes this process when the decision making becomes paralyzed and you are unable to make any kind of decision within the reasonable time frame. Let's get back to the case of our flower business. Obviously, you didn't know neither what flowers to sell or how to sell them, so the initial research was actually needed. But was it necessary to dive so much deeper into that research that eventually will lead you to analysis paralysis? What if instead of doing that second, third and fourth step of the research, you would just pick roses that you liked at the beginning, and some people confirm that that's actually a good choice, so it's not that you were wrong about it. And then you would just list those roses on Etsy like you wanted at the beginning. What would happen, there are two possible outcomes. You would either sell some of the roses and then see that the strategy works and you want to continue this direction, or maybe your sales would not go that well and then you would consider changing the market or the product. But you know what is one more important thing that would happen? You would start. You would take that very first, hardest and the most important step. You would convert your inspiration of selling flowers online into actionable business where you are already selling flowers online. You would not let your inspiration and idea die before you even started. There's a great book I read once. It's called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. This book introduced me to the great concept of minimum viable product. The idea behind starting with a minimum viable product is to go to the market, test the assumptions and validate the ideas that you have about the product. This is something that in the majority of cases you would not be actually to test unless you go to the market, and just sitting and doing research, you will not gain as much important information as needed. The thing is that those people who were advising you to sell lilies over roses, they might have been actually right. But this assumption or advice might have been right in their region of the country, and maybe in the region of the country that you are at, those flowers will not perform as well as roses, and you will not know that unless you try. Concept of MVP or minimum viable product is crucial because it helps you to understand what works and what doesn't work. And then based on the gathered data, you'll be able to make a decision, either you're gonna persuade or pivot. Social media and the internet is a double-edged sword. The thing is, it can provide you with the great information that you will need to get started, but as soon as you do that initial request to find something, then it analyzes it and spits all the information with the similar articles to you whenever it has a chance. Look, in no way I'm advising or suggesting you to neglect the research and just mindlessly start whatever it is. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to give you an example what can happen if you actually analyze and overthink too much. I hope this video will help some of you guys, and as James Clear said, most of the times you don't need more information, you just need more courage. Make sure you like this video, and it will help me tremendously if you subscribe to the channel because I post a lot about self-growth and productivity, so you will find something interesting for yourself here. Check out others of my videos and I'll see you in the next one.